Jesus speaks very tender words to us this weekend in the gospel. We hear him say, "Do not be afraid, do not fear. All the hairs on your head have been counted." It's very interesting. It doesn't say God knows how many hairs are on your head. Rather, he says, all the hairs on your head have been counted, which is to say, he's not interested in how much hair we have on our skull, but the very fact that he has taken the time to count each one. And as my favorite commentator on the Gospel of Matthew says, how is it possible to count somebody's hair without at the same time caressing them? And that's really what Jesus is calling us to. He's saying, let me get close enough to you to count every hair on your head, not because I need to know that number, but because I want you to feel the caress of my love in your life, caring for everything about your life, even the thing that can seem most insignificant, which is this strand of hair and this strand of hair and this strand of hair. And notice, 3 times in the gospel, 3 times Jesus says, do not be afraid, because he knows that at times we forget about that caress and we let ourselves be caught up in fear and anxiety and stress and all kinds of things that lead us living a kind of life of trepidation. The only way that we can escape from that fear is to decide to let that caress change us and to live by love. Because when we're not pursuing love, as a friend of mine says, then what are we going after? We're going after power, because we're constantly afraid of losing the control of our life, and so we have to find a way of making sure that our life is always going to be shored up and that we are in control and we're managing it. So the choice is either to trust or to not to trust. And I'm going to opt to trust. I'm going to surrender myself into the caress of Jesus Christ. Remember the famous poem, The Hound of Heaven? God says in The Hound of Heaven to the person who's trying to escape from God, all that I took from you, I did but take, not for your harms, but just that you might seek it in my arms. Rise, clasp my hand, and come.